Okay, hello you guys. Let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb and we're gonna discuss parties. Okay, I don't know if it's gonna let me see comments on here. For some reason, it doesn't. It does not let me see comments in this group and it drives me crazy. So I might have to pull it up on my phone too. So I'm live on my iPad because I have stuff on my phone that I want to show you guys. So I'm live on my there. Okay. So let's get started. If you're watching live, come on in, comment. I will see. I'm not sure if I can see comments yet. I don't know what is going on with going live in Facebook groups, but for some reason I cannot see comments when I go live in groups. Okay, so I don't know what that's about, but we're going to discuss parties. So whether you're watching live, watching the replay, take notes, grab pen and paper, take some notes. You guys, I have my own notes so I can stay on track and I don't forget things. Hello, Kathy. Hello. Sorry, I gotta look at my phone because it doesn't show me the comments on here and I can't seem to figure out why. Let me try swiping them away, swiping them back. We'll see if it comes up. I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna talk about different party styles. I'm gonna give some tips and I'm gonna talk a little bit about what I do. Okay, I'm also going to introduce you guys to an app that I've started using for one of my party styles. So let's dive into some different party styles. Okay, so here's like 5 of the main ones. I'm sure that there's others. We have in-person, we have messenger, Facebook, scroll parties, and reward links. Okay, now if you're not sure what some of these are, that's okay. We're going to talk about every single one of them. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about in-person parties. In-person parties, you're going to need a date and location. I would expect it to be like 1 to 3 hours. You will need supplies. You're going to need catalogs. You're going to need testers. You're going to need maybe a few Scentsy products. Now, I know from a training that I've watched of an upline where she brings one Scentsy product from her own home. I think she brings the quad, the quad, and she sets that out for display, turns it on, puts some pods in there and whatever. Okay, so that's the only product she brings. So you need catalogs, testers, and 1 to 2 Scentsy products, and it can be of your own products. Okay, if you have, I don't have anything right here, but if you have a warmer that you want to bring, if you want to bring your air purifier, whatever it is that you want to bring, just bring one thing, or you can bring a handful, whatever you want. Then you're going to need a way to accept payments and create orders. Okay, so whether you want to have your hostess's link already set up before you get there, which I would recommend, you can have everybody get on their phone, get the link, and they can all just sit and place their own orders right on your website. Or you can do where you can accept cash. You can do PayPal, Venmo, whatever, and then you collect the money, have their orders. So you're going to need an order form. Go log into your workstation and you're going to just place a bulk order. Now, when you do that, you're also going to need to divide it out and package it and deliver it to them or schedule for them to pick it up, whatever works best for you. Okay, now, one thing that's nice if you can do that bulk order system is if you have $400 in sales for that party, that's in that bulk order. Okay, nothing outside of it. It's all in the bulk order. The bulk order adds up to $400. It's free shipping. Okay, so that is in-person parties. Okay, you need supplies. You're going to have a date and a meeting location. You need a way to accept payments and create orders, and it's probably going to take like 1 to 3 hours of your time, depending on how big the party is. So that's in person. Now we're going to talk about messenger parties. Messenger parties, the best way to do those is to keep them short. So about 3 days max, okay? 3 days max. You're going to pick different products to highlight in there, posting pictures with a little description. Also, you're going to want to spread those out, okay? Don't just sit and like post, and their phone is just going to go off. You want it to like, you know, kind of last your 3 days. With that, you're going to want to be mindful of what time of day you're doing that. Okay, so if you're someone who's like an early bird and you're up at 4 or 5 in the morning, don't go posting in the messenger chat. Okay, or if you're the opposite, you know, maybe you're a night owl, and you're up and it's like 11:30 midnight, don't go posting. Okay, you gotta kind of set like, what do they call it, like business hours. Okay, so post between like 8 a.m. and stop at like 8 p.m. Okay, so be mindful of that. I also would recommend posting videos because that is going to grab people's attention. Okay, so maybe you have a product like, I have this right over here. Like maybe you have some Scentsy swipes, okay? So maybe you want to take like a little pre-recorded video, talk about your Scentsy swipes and how great they are. These ones are Johnny Appleseed, and you're going to give them all the details, blah, blah, blah. Then maybe you're going to take one out and we're going to say like, okay, now let's clean my counter with me. And we're going to like wipe the counter and done. So then you're going to take that pre-recorded video and you're going to go post that in the messenger chat, because sometimes videos will grab more attention than just like pictures and wording and all of this. Plus they get to know you and they get to actually see the product in use. Or maybe you're going to talk about, I just got this shipment in today, so let me just grab this. Maybe you're going to do a quick video of like, let's change out my wax. Let's change out my wax. And you know, you're going to show them how you do that. So you're going to show them, you know, you take a cotton cleanup, I stick it in the warmer, let it all soak up, throw that away. I take a Scentsy swipe, I wipe out my warmer, and then I put my wax in. And then, you know, if you have this on hand, okay, if you have this on hand, maybe you also want to talk a little bit about your wax. I just got this one today, baked apple pie. This one is a brick. Here is a bar. You know, maybe you want to just do a quick little video about this. You know, something to get them to interact, to engage with you, something that kind of like brings them more into your world, okay? Because with parties, you guys, you want the interaction. You want them to feel a connection with you. And sometimes when we're just, you know, the person behind the screen, it's like we're just a robot. You know, you could be anybody. So when I do parties, something that I am starting, definitely in messenger parties, but in all parties, I'm going to start like doing little videos. If you don't want to go live, if that's not your jam and it makes you nervous, don't, okay? Don't go live. Do something pre-recorded and talk about them and just say, oh my gosh, you guys, if you are in Scentsy Club, did you know you have exclusive access to bricks? Want to know what a brick is? Here is a brick. This is a Scentsy brick compared to a bar. How exciting is that? If you guys have questions about how to subscribe to Scentsy Club, let me know. Okay, that's all you got to do. It's simple. And if you don't want, you know, you in the camera, then just use your phone and face it on the counter. You know, have your bricks lined up and okay. And here is, I would definitely like put your hand or something in there, or have like a pen or something, and tell them, you know, here's the brick, here's the bar, blah blah blah. Here's how you can get it. If you have questions, let me know. Okay, something to like kind of draw them in and get to know you a little bit. Okay, so that's another way, messenger parties. Then we have Facebook parties, okay? Facebook parties, now those are my jam, okay? I love doing Facebook parties. So those, you create a group, you have content that lasts about 7 days, you can play games, and you get to schedule posts. Okay, so that is like one of the things that I love because I personally am busy. I'm busy all the time. Okay, I am a busy mom. I am an entrepreneur. I have more than just my Scentsy business. And so for me, it's a lot easier if I can have stuff to just kind of do its thing. Okay, so you can schedule posts. If you want to know how to schedule a post, let me know. I can do a quick little video after this about scheduling posts. I feel like I'm kind of flying through this, and my iPad stopped charging. It better charge or I'm gonna be mad because I don't want it to die on us. Let's pray this. See, now it's dying. Hold on. I gotta see if I have another cord up here for this thing. I gotta have something that can fit in this. Because I really do not want to have to run all the way to my basement. Yeah, that's not long enough. Hold on, I gotta go grab another cord. I will be right back because this thing is gonna die. Oh my gosh, Chloe, it's just me. Okay, sorry about that. I am back. Apparently this cord does not work, so that's gonna have to get thrown away. And then the only iPad cord I found is like a mile long, so there's that. But it's only got 9% battery, so it's gotta have something. Okay. Whew. That was a workout. So next, I want to talk about scroll parties. Okay, scroll parties is something new that I have started. And that you have to download an app called Boards. Okay, so this is pre-created content that you're just gonna set up one time. And actually, I can put my Boards link in, and then if you download the Boards app and you have an account and all of this, you can go into my board, and there's a way to, I'm trying to think of how you do that, but like you can basically make a duplicate of my board, save it into your boards, and you can go edit stuff. This is a great option for busy people. When people tell you, oh, no, I just don't have time for a party, whatever, this is a great option. There is no time limit. So like with these other ones, you know, like the in-person, obviously you're not going to go meet somebody in person for 7 days in a row. But you are going to take at least 3, maybe 4 hours of their time. Messenger, 3 days. Facebook, about 7. Scroll parties, there is no time limit, okay? No time limit, other than just their shopping link. So when their shopping link expires in like, 3 days or something, then the party would be done. Or 90 days, sorry. Then the party would be done. But there's no strict time limit. However, this one takes more follow-up and more hostess coaching, okay? Because with it being kind of like, I don't know how you say it, like a one and done kind of thing. You know, you set up their shopping link and then you send them a link to the board, or the scroll party, and that's it. But then you want to keep following up because you want to make sure that they're sending it to people. They're sharing it on Facebook. They're putting it on Instagram. So you want to keep following up more. And it takes a little bit more hostess coaching. And I'm going to go dive into boards in a minute. Then we have rewards links. These are perfect for the people who just want a personalized shopping link. Okay, they stay open for 90 days. And again, this is one that you want to follow up a lot more and coach your hostess more. Because like once the link is set up, it's just kind of like left in their hands. Well, you want to keep reminding them of that link, or even telling them like, hey, Scentsy's having this blah, blah, blah sale, post this, XYZ, have something that they can post with this image and add your link, okay? So those are kind of our the five major ways that like I party. Now personally, I have never done in-person party. I'm a busy person. I personally have not yet done a messenger party. I do a lot of Facebook parties. I generally host 1 to 2 Facebook parties per week. Okay, I do anywhere from like 4 to like 6 or 4 to 8 parties a month. So I feel like I'm a pro at Facebook parties. I'm probably not, but I feel like I am. I'm going to tell myself I am to build my ego. Okay. I do have some customers who have reward links, and I've done, oh gosh, probably a dozen scroll parties. I knew Luna was going to ring this bell. You guys, every time that I'm busy, this dog thinks I got to get up and run. So we're going to take a little dive into some of these parties I just talked about, more specifically reward links and scroll parties, because those ones seem to be the ones that people like, I guess, have the most questions about. So with reward links, that is something that they can go set up themselves. Okay, I'm going to show you guys on here. So they're going to go to your website. Let me flip this around, move you guys a little closer. There's my messy stove. Okay, so they're going to go to your website. So here's my website. They're going to go to the little person icon, and it's going to bring up this list of options. You'll notice the third one says rewards link. So if they click that, okay, obviously I've done this training multiple times. I got a lot of them. But they're just going to click create a link, and Scentsy will do the rest, and they'll have a link within like 10 seconds. Okay, so super easy. The other one that I wanted to show you guys is the scroll party. So I gotta move this a little closer and not drop you guys. What is this? Guys, I'm just a mess today. Okay. I had said you guys gotta have an app called Boards. Okay, it's this little app right here. we're going to go into boards. Oh gosh, what am I in? Hold on. Okay, so here is my scroll party board. I titled it Winter. And it is already all set up. Okay, although I did leave something so I can show you guys how to edit. So I've got a little Christmassy one on top. Here's some of the info that I've got, a picture of me, and then I've got a little description about myself, when I started the business, fun facts about me, all of the things. Then I've got a picture of me and Tyler and Chloe. And then here I've got already know what you want, blah, blah, blah. So I like to offer free samples. This is a great way to get their contact info. Okay, so you can get them on your mailing list. Now this little shop, the website here, that is linked to my website. Okay, so when they click that, it'll take them right over to the website. Click here for free samples right to your home. They click that, they fill out a form, because I have Google Forms. They fill out the form with all their contact info, and then I get that in my Google Form app, and then I can send them free samples. Okay, now this one is asking if they like catalogs. Maybe they like a catalog more than they like shopping a website. So here I've attached the flippable catalog. Okay, so when they click that, it opens up that digital Scentsy catalog. Okay, now I kind of dive a little bit into warmers. So I have some of the Christmassy warmers, and then here I talk a little bit about each warmer. So the full-size warmers, the mini warmers, element warmers. I keep it short and simple. Why? Because these people just want something fast and at their fingertips. So most of the time, they're probably not even going to read this. They're going to scroll and look at the pictures. Okay, then I got more warmers. Now this one I intentionally left here so I can show you guys how to edit that. Okay, but then they can scroll. Okay, there's another Christmassy one. There's another one. And then I kind of have some little fun facts about these warmers. More Christmassy ones. Okay, now they've seen the warmers. Now let's show them the wax. So a picture of the wax. And then here I just highlight the 10 new ones. Okay, so I just highlighted them. I've got them listed with their scent description. But then I also want them to know, like, hey, that's not the only scents I've got. Look at all of these. So these are just screenshots from that digital catalog. And it lists all of the available scents with the scent description. It says what it comes in and all of the things. Okay, so they can see it all without even going into that little digital catalog. Then I always highlight the charitable warmer. Okay, so just give a little description and a picture. Then at the bottom here in this black box right there, I'm going to take them over to shop wax and warmers. So if they're like, oh yeah, I already know what I want. I need wax, I need a warmer. They're just going to click that. It's going to take them right to my website. Then I go into fans, purifier, and pods. Okay, short little description. And then some pictures. So I got a purifier, there's the air quads, and then there's the pods that can go in all of this. Scentsy Air Solo. Okay, I like this picture because it shows in the little tip of putting that over the top and it stays in. Scentsy Air Mini. I like this one because it shows them the night light. This one's Scentsy Air. Scentsy Air Go. I like this collage. It shows all of the like places you can put it, like in your car. There's the air purifier. Okay, then just a little breakdown, little description of the air purifier. There's another one. There's air quad. A little description of the air quad. Air quad again. And then here's just kind of like basically an overview of all of it. And I always try to highlight in there, no wax, no mess. Okay, people love that. Here's pods. Then at the bottom, of course, we're going to have shop fans, purifiers, and pods. Okay, that is synced to my website. Then I go into diffusers and oils. Okay, so a little description of diffusers and oils. Shop diffusers and oils. That, again, that's going to take them right to the website. Okay, then on the go fragrances, I got scent circles. And then I just kind of give a little description overall of the unplugged Scentsy products. And then fragrance flowers. This one I really had to put in there because I like for them to see the different colors. Okay, quick little description of flowers. Then circles, packs, and scent sprays. Quick little descriptions of each. And then here's just some ideas of what to do with it, pictures of it. Then here's a link again, Shop Unplugged. Then we're going to go into cleaning and laundry. Okay, now I put the Magnolia linen picture in here because that is our newest one. Okay, then quick little description, Scentsy Fresh. Now this one I have it shown, you know, for in the car. That is the Scentsy Suds. And then here's the cleaning. So quick little description of the cleaning stuff. This one talks a little bit more about the swipes. Okay, fun pictures. And then I go into the candles. So fill your home with fragrance. I liked this picture because it had all of this info. And then just quick little description. So I put the scents that it is currently coming in. I left out any that are already sold out. And then here we go, that's a wrap. So then I'm telling them like, this is the end, blah, blah, blah. Another picture of me, a little bit more about me. I do put my contact info so they can text, email, Facebook, whatever. And then also remind them to put their host party link when they get to that checkout screen. So here I've got want to earn free and half off Scentsy, host a party. If they click that, that will bring to the website. And it's specifically the link where they can like, you know, fill it out and say they want to host, and then you can contact them. If they want, you know, me to place their order for them, here they can send me the money on PayPal or Venmo. I have my account synced to that. So if they click it, it will take them right to me. And then I finished it with a cute little charm clips. So we're going to go back up to the top. Actually, I can get to that. So see that little pencil right there? So we're going to click the pencil. Here is how we can edit. Okay, so if you, I got to find that video again. But if you download boards and you want this board of mine, just ask me for it. I can put it in this group or whatever. And then you can like basically make a duplicate and save it to your own boards. And then you can go in and you can edit. So like if you're like, oh, well, that was a cute picture, but I want a different one, you can change it. Obviously, you're definitely going to change this paragraph because that's all about me, and you want to change it so it's all about you. You want to change that picture to one of you. If you're like, okay, well, I don't need this picture here, delete it. Here is where you're going to change the website links. So you're going to just click the box. Okay, I left the label, and you're just going to change out this to yours, and then you're going to hit done. Okay, then it's going to be there. Now this one, if you don't want to send out free samples to people, delete it. Okay, where is that? This one. So this one, I was trying to go with like more of the Christmassy winter stuff. And so this one I intentionally left here so I can show you guys how to do this. Okay, so I just clicked on that one. I'm gonna go back. So I just clicked on this board. See where it says replace image right here. So we're just gonna click replace image. And then I'm gonna pick a different image. Hold on, I gotta like pull this closer here. So we're gonna pick, I'm gonna pick this one. I don't think I used that one. Okay, then we're just gonna hit done. Okay, there's my new image. That's how easy it is. And then when you're all done at the bottom here, you can hit preview. And now you can see it exactly the way anyone else is going to see it. So when they are sent this link and they open it, this is what it's going to look like. Okay, that's how they can shop. And look, and there's that picture I just put on there. Okay, so super easy way of, you know, having a party. Like I said, I've done about a dozen of those. I gotta back you guys up here. I have done about a dozen. And it's easy, but it takes a lot more like hostess coaching. I will say that. It takes a lot more hostess coaching, a lot more reaching out. But that is the Boards app. If you guys are interested in learning more about boards, I can post my boards link that I have there, and you can like duplicate it and then go into your board and edit. Okay, it's easy to edit. Okay, so now I want to talk a little bit more about booking parties. So I talked about the different kinds of parties and all of the things. And that's great and all, but I'm sure you're probably thinking, Miranda, I can't do any of that if I don't have anybody who books a party with me, right? And I know exactly what you mean, okay? So we're going to talk about booking parties. I want you to start with people who are in your VIP group, okay? I want you to start with people in your VIP group, and here's why. Because if they're in that VIP group, they're already interested. Whether they've bought or not, they're already interested. They already have some kind of curiosity about it, and maybe they're just sitting in there waiting for you to ask, okay? Maybe they're not. I don't know. But that's what I do. I go to the people in my VIP group. I do not go to the people on my Facebook friends list. I also want you to reach out to the people who have ordered from you. Sometimes your best customer makes your best hostess. And some of those people who are, you know, maybe making bigger purchases, that's kind of your door in to be like, hey, I know how much you love Scentsy. Let me help you get some of your favorite stuff for free and half off. Okay, super easy, right? So them are the people that I want you to focus on first. Okay, your VIPs and customers. Get them to host those first parties. When you message them though, I want you to be authentic. I want you to tailor a message to them specifically. Okay, people know when something's just copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. They know. It doesn't feel personal. And they're not going to book a party. They're probably going to read it and leave you on red. That's what I do to people. I'll be honest. I'll be completely honest. You know how many people, look at this hair. You know how many people I get that want me to book like a Pampered Chef party or something? But like, I can tell that we've never met before. We've never even talked before. You've never commented or liked any of the stuff that I post on my Facebook. So you're just going through that Facebook friend list and just sending the same message to everybody. And that's what I do. I open it and I can see that a lot of times I don't even read through the whole thing because I can tell. And then I exit out of it. I leave them on red. And I know that's frustrating because people have done that to me. But My point is, be authentic. Tailor the message to them and their specific needs. Because I'm going to tell you right now that I am more likely to give you a reply if it's personal. If you were to reach out to me and say, even if you were to reach out to me and say, Miranda, I know you're a busy woman. I don't know if you heard or not, but I recently started a Scentsy business and I need help with getting parties booked. I'm trying to practice parties. Would you be willing to be my guinea pig? I would book a party with you. If you sent that to me in a messenger, I would book a party with you. Because you're making it personal. You're making it personal. You're reaching out and you're needing help. You know, things like that. If you were to message me and say, Miranda, thank you so much for being such a loyal customer. I truly appreciate it. I can help you get your favorite products half off and free if you would just book a party with me. You know, that might intrigue me a little bit. I might say, what does a party entail? Okay, then your response to me is going to be one of these party options. So how you would respond to me then is you'd say, parties are super easy. I do all of the work, and this is great training and practice for me. Here's the ways that I do parties. So then you're going to tell them, you can have a 3-day messenger party, we can do a 7-day Facebook party, we can do a scroll party, or you can start a rewards link. Okay? So you're going to keep it short. Don't dive into all of them. Keep it short like that. And then put it at the bottom. Or we can do a combination of, a couple of them. Like maybe they want a Facebook party and a scroll party. Great, you can put them together. Maybe they have friends that aren't on Facebook. They can do the scroll party and the Facebook party. Okay? It's all about being authentic. It's all about being authentic. And people like to know what is in it for them. Okay? People like to know what's in it for them. So each of you on here, I want you to think about this. Each of you on here had a party with me. I want you guys to think back or even go back to your messages. How did I ask you? Look at how I asked you to book a party. What did I say? And what made you say yes to me? Because each of you had a party with me. Okay? Each of you had a Facebook party with me. So go back and think. Look at that message that I sent. What was it in that message that made you say yes? Think about that. That's kind of the same with team building. If you're someone and you're like, you know what? I want some team members. I want some people on my team. Think about that. Go back. Find how I asked you, because you're all here. So you all told me yes. Think about how I asked you. What was it that made you say yes to me? Okay, think about that. The other key to booking parties is to book parties from parties. Okay, booking parties from parties. But you got to have the parties first. You got to have somewhere to start. So I'm going to show you guys my little party flow chart. Okay, I'm going to show you guys my party flow chart. I'm going to have to turn this camera around. It's going to be a mess, but we're going to give it a try. Okay, party flow chart. Let's see. Let's see how I can do this. Okay, so here's my party flow chart. And I just completely made all this up. I did not get training on this. Nobody explained how to do this to me. This is just something that I made up and it's working for me. So we're going to just say that, you haven't had any parties yet. you need parties for November, and you reached out to people in your VIP group, and you got Abby, Rachel, and Sasha to all book a party with you in November. Okay, so at the end of Abby's party, her friend Liz booked a party with you. And at the end of Rachel's party, her friend Amanda booked a party with you. And at the end of Sasha's party, her friend Stephanie booked a party with you. Okay, here's the trick though. You're not going to book Liz, Amanda, and Stephanie for December. And here's why. Because they just got their products from November parties and they're not going to need anything. Okay, so you're going to book them for January. You're going to put all three of them in January. Then December. So obviously you're going to want to work on this in November. You're going to go back to that VIP group and you're going to send out a few more messages to get some bookings. And then you got Kelly, Sue, and Carrie from your VIP group to all say yes. They would have a party with you in December. So from Kelly's party, you got Patty to book. From Sue's party, you got Laura. From Carrie's party, you got Megan. And you're going to book them all for February. Why? Because they just were in somebody's party. So they're already good on products. Okay, this also gets them to reorder. This will also get you time to get like maybe some different games or a little bit different content or something, because now mind you, they were just in somebody else's party. They just played those games. They just seen, that holiday collection that launched, whatever it is, they just seen that stuff. And their party, if you do it in the very next month, it's not as likely to be successful because they themselves already have what they needed because they just ordered it from the other person's party. Okay, so now here's January. So we got Liz hosting, and we just booked her in November from Abby's party. And we got Amanda hosting. We booked her in November from Rachel's party. We got Stephanie hosting. We booked her in November from Sasha's party. Okay, now them three girls, Liz, Amanda, and Stephanie, they were not previously in the VIP group. They were booked from parties. Okay, so now it keeps going. So from Liz, we got Molly. From Amanda, we got Hannah. From Stephanie, we got Crystal. Okay, we're going to book them three for March. Okay, then here's where, you're going to run into problems because, not everybody's going to book a party from a party. So here I've got an example. So February. So we've got Patty, and we booked her from a December party. We got Laura, we booked her from a December party, and we got Megan, who we booked from a December party. Again, these three ladies were not previously in the VIP group. Okay, they are new. They're in the VIP group now because we invited them in there during, the party that they were in, but they were not previously. So here I've got an example of where Patty, we didn't get nobody to book a party from her. But from Laura and Megan, we got girls to book parties. Okay, so here's what's going to happen then. So, according to our flow, right, these girls who booked parties in February, their party is going to be in April. But we don't have anybody from Patty's party to have a party with us in April. So what are we going to do to fill that spot? We're going to circle back to that VIP group. Maybe it's somebody that you had messaged in November to get a party and it just wasn't the right time for them. But maybe April is. Maybe April is perfect because they just got their taxes back. Maybe April is perfect because, they're past that holiday spending. Whatever it is. We're going to circle back to that VIP group and we're going to message a few people. Okay? And I do the same thing like when I'm ready to, maybe bump it up. and have more than, in this example, more than 3 parties a month. Maybe for April, I wanted to have a total of 5 parties and I only got 2 people booked. You circle back to that VIP group. You're going to circle back and find people to plug into those spots. Okay, so this is what I do for a party flow. Now, is there times when I have people who are like, I don't know, we'll use Liz for an example, okay? We booked Liz from Abby's party in November, and she's like, no, can we do it in February? Am I going to say no, it has to be in January? No. I'm going to book her for February, and then I'm going to take that January spot because Liz didn't take it. I'm going to circle back to that VIP group. Okay? Always circling back to the VIP group. Whenever we have an empty spot, but then first 2 months, okay, so depending on when you're going to start this, like right now in November, I would be trying to get people for December and January. Okay, so then first 2 months, I want you to figure out how many parties do you want to have per month? What is your party goal? I do a lot of Facebook parties, okay, that last 7 days. So my goal is, 1 to 2 parties a week. I want a minimum of 1. I'll do up to 2. Okay, that gives me 8 parties. Now, if you're someone who's like, I don't know, you can do a combination of these parties. Maybe you want 2 girls to host a Facebook party for you. Maybe you're going to have 1 person do an in-person party for you. And maybe you're going to have somebody do a scroll party for you. Okay, maybe that's your 4 parties. That's fine. When I first started these scroll parties in, was it September or October? I don't remember now. I think it was October. So I had 4 Facebook parties in October. And then I had 12 people do scroll parties in October. Well, that doesn't seem right. I had to have done it in September. Whatever month I had a lot of sales. Whatever month that was. I'm not thinking it was October though. It must have been September. Okay. But anyways, so I had 4 people doing online Facebook parties and I had 12 people with scroll parties. Whatever, let me get the dogs. Whatever combination of parties is best for you and your schedule, by all means do it. Same with when you're booking, like Facebook parties and they run for 7 days, okay? I want you guys to think of this. When you're closing a Facebook party, a scroll party, or a messenger party, you want to make sure that whatever day it's closing, whatever day is the final day of that party, you need to make sure that you have the time to close the party, okay? If you work Monday through Friday, and you know that you don't have time Monday through Friday to close a party, don't have it close on a day Monday through Friday. Maybe you would have your party close on a Saturday or Sunday. If you're someone who is busy on the weekends, don't have your party close on a weekend because you're not going to have the time to do it. But also, like, leading into that, you want your parties. How do I say that? Like, if it's a Facebook party, you really want to cover 2 weekends, okay? You're more likely to hit people's paydays. So my parties, Facebook parties, start on a Monday and end on a Sunday. Okay, Sunday nights I'm free. So they start on Mondays, end on Sundays. So there I cover 1 weekend. But I have the person's shopping link set up Thursday or Friday before the party starts. So they can send it out that first weekend, then their party starts, and it goes through that second weekend. Okay, that is what I have found success in. Now, if you're someone that Sunday nights don't work for you to close a party, then by all means don't do that. Figure out a schedule that works for you. Same with these messenger parties. If you work during the week and you don't have time during the day to like be posting in the messenger party, don't do it during the week. Do it on a weekend. But make sure it's a weekend that you don't have other plans. Make sure it's a weekend you can be available. Or maybe you're like, messenger parties are just not for me. I don't have that kind of time. Then don't do it. Don't do it. These are just all ideas, okay? These are all ideas. And so I just wanted to reach out, because so many are having trouble getting parties booked or have questions about how to run a party, how to do this, how to do that. And I also wanted to make you guys more aware that there are other ways to do parties than just Facebook parties, okay? Just because Facebook parties is where I maybe find more success, that doesn't mean you will. And so I want you to find your niche, okay? Maybe your way of parties is none of these. Maybe your way of doing a party is a basket party, okay? Have you guys heard of a basket party? I didn't even think to write that one on here because I don't do them. But just because I don't do them doesn't mean that you can't do them. Maybe that's more your thing. Maybe you know people who work in an office of some sort and they can take a little basket or a little bag to work with them that has some little samples, a couple products. You can put some catalogs and some business cards in there and they can take that to work, let their friends see it, whatever. And do a party that way. That's just packing it all into a basket and then sending it off with your hostess, and eventually she brings it all back to you. So that's another way to do a party. If you guys have questions about parties, if you feel you're struggling with booking parties or even just the general running of your parties, because here's the other thing. My dogs are going to get hyper. Girls, here's the other thing. Once you get the party, you have to keep the momentum. You have to engage. Okay, that is one of the things, especially when I see people doing with the Facebook parties. And I'm not saying any of you, because I have not seen any of your guys' Facebook parties. But one thing I've seen with Facebook parties, especially because people know that they can just schedule the post and be done, right? No. I want you to still engage. Everybody who is commenting, if you do roll call, that's one of the things that I do. I do a roll call and I tell them, let's do roll call. I want you to tell me how you know the host and where you're from, okay? So people in the party start commenting, it's my coworker, that's my sister, my cousin, blah, blah, blah. I'm from Michigan, I'm from South Carolina, I'm from Tennessee, whatever it is. Comment back, okay? Comment back. And sometimes it might even be oh, wow, you're from Tennessee. How long have you lived there? Have you been there your whole life? Okay, because now they're going to comment to you again. And you get personal with them. Okay, it's all about being personal, building relationships. That is the biggest takeaway. Be personal, build relationships. Here is one that I have going in a party that I have that started Monday. And you guys, this party that started Monday, I've never had a party like this, okay? It started Monday morning, 7 a.m. By Monday night, 5 p.m., this hostess was already, she was 80 cents away from 250 in party sales. I was like, this is absolutely crazy. So, okay, here's another example when I'm talking about engagement. Oh my gosh, these guys. Okay, I currently have this posted. So, what is your Scentsy knowledge? And they're going to put A, B, or C. Okay, A is I've never heard of Scentsy. B, I've heard of Scentsy but only have a couple products. C, I love Scentsy and have several products. No matter what they comment, A, B, or C, I want you to go comment back to them. You know, ask them questions. So if someone puts A, never heard of Scentsy, you're going to comment back and you're going to say, girl, I can't wait to teach you all about Scentsy. We're going to have a fun, amazing week. And I can't wait to, you know, get your thoughts afterwards. If they comment B, I've heard of Scentsy, but only have a couple things. I want you to comment back and say, great, out of the Scentsy products you have tried, what is your favorite? If they comment C, I love Scentsy and I have several products. Again, you can say, great, out of your Scentsy products, what is your favorite? You know, or ask them, like, out of, you know, all of your products, what is your favorite scent? You know, out of all of the products, what is your favorite scent that has been discontinued? Okay, that is a big one. That is a big one. And here's why. Because Scentsy brings... Luna! You guys are going to go outside. Stop. Scentsy brings things back. Okay, they bring things back. There's Bring Back My Bar. You can vote, blah, blah, blah. So if you're on there and, you know, Abby says, C, I've heard of Scentsy and I have several things. And you comment back and you ask her, you know, what is the scent that you love that's been discontinued? Okay, and she tells you, I'm trying to think of one, Desert Twilight. I love Desert Twilight. That was my all-time favorite. I wish they'd bring it back. Okay, you're going to make a mental note of that. Keep it in your phone. Okay, girls, you guys are going to be put in your crates. Hey, excuse me. Chloe. They don't listen. Okay, so in Scentsy Connect, look at this. In Scentsy Connect, you go to your contacts and you can pick a person. I'm gonna just pick my grandma. All the way at the bottom, okay, it says add note. So you're gonna add the note and you're gonna put Desert Twilight or whatever it is that it's gonna help you remember what they said. Because then when Bring Back My Bar shows up and they can vote for Desert Twilight to be brought back, you're gonna reach out. Okay, you're gonna reach out and, you know, hey, who were we using? Abby, Liz, or somebody. Hey, Abby, I remember that Desert Twilight was one of your favorite scents, and I know you were so bummed when Scentsy discontinued it. I have the best news for you. Girl, you can vote to have it brought back. Here's how. And then you're gonna explain to them how they can do that. Okay, so I know I've been on here for a long time. I've given a lot of info. You guys, if you have questions, please reach out. You can reach out, messenger, text. I do have this fun Voxer app where you can walkie-talkie me. You can send me videos, all of the things. But please reach out. I'm hoping that you guys have found this helpful to some extent. And I'm going to look into setting up a YouTube channel for training. So let me know. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you need help. And everybody have a good rest of your week.